Hi. Today we're going to talk about design principles. We are getting now into web design. Why I've included these classes of design principles, elements of design, typography, and color theory is that when you're getting out there, you know exactly the standards in web design and web development, such that someone does not say color models, someone doesn't say typography, and you're just hanging. So we are going to talk about principles of design or design principles today. So, what are the principles of design? These are the fundamental guidelines and concepts that help artists, designers, and creators organize and arrange the elements of their work to achieve visual harmony, balance, and effectiveness. So, you can achieve good design without actually knowing these principles. But for you to create something that is amazing, you may require a lot of trial and error. That's why we have a lot of web designers overworking themselves because they don't know exactly what to touch or where to touch. So, straight right in, the first principle is balance. You've ever looked at a design and have said, something about this design is off. So, it refers to the distribution of visual weight in a composition. And be symmetrical, equal on both sides, asymmetrical or radial. So that's a photo of how balance is uh, shown. It's an example in a website. As you can see, the text is balancing well with photo on the right. So we go to emphasis. You've looked at a design and you realize you're being drawn towards a particular part known as a focal point or dominance. So as you can see, we have like green circles and we have that purple circle which is conspicuous. An example is this. On this left, we're being drawn towards the image. On the right one, we're being drawn towards the text. Proportion, it refers to the size relationship between different elements in a design. As you can see, you cannot have person equal to a house. So good proportion will be the house is bigger than the person. Okay. An example in a website is this. Okay. There is a very good proportion between the text on the left and the image on the right. So movement refers to the visual flow that guides your eye through the composition. So as you can see, that uh, graphic there, it's showing you a motion where we have big circle, small circle goes to the smallest circle, or we have the bars or the rectangles on the side. So example of movement in a website is something such as that. You have a multi-step graphic. Contrast involves using different differences in elements such as color, size, shape, or texture to create visual interest and make certain elements stand up. Uh, Several examples in the graphic there. An example of contrast in the website is something like this. As you can see, we have text that are bold, we have others that look faint, just contrast the design. We have repetition, which involves the use of recurring visual elements such as patterns, colors, or shapes to create a sense of unity and consistency throughout the design. To establish rhythm, you can see that graphic. And this is an example of repetition in a website used by Apple a lot with their phones and gadgets. Rhythm is a repetition and variation of visual elements to create a sense of organized movement and pattern in the design. That is rhythm on the graphic. And this is rhythm in a website. Mostly for kids. You don't want to design a website that is not engaging kids. So we have unity. Unity ensures that all elements in a design work together cohesively to create a sense of harmony and completeness. It ties the various parts of the design into a single integrated whole. So the top there we have unity from an analogous color scheme. The second one, you can see there's no sense of unity in that scheme. This is an example of unity in a website. You can see this is an e-commerce website. Variety revolves around the intentional use of diversity and contrast to create interest, intrigue, and visual excitement within a composition. So you can see we have different um, designs there. I'm thinking of assorted biscuits. So these are an example of variety in our websites. We have different blog post designs, as you can see. Pattern involves the intentional repetition of visual elements to create a sense of rhythm, unity, and cohesiveness within composition. Think of African tribal pattern. So this is an example of pattern in a website. Hierarchy organizes the elements in the design to show their order of importance and significance. It guides the viewer understanding and attention, making the content easily digestible. An example of hierarchy in a website is that, as you can see, um, says why Nifty gives you the multi steps. We have white space, which is what we call a negative space. It's just the empty, unused space around elements in a design. So it's widely used, which provides breathing room and enhances readability and also contributes to the overall balance and visual clarity of the design. So this is an example of white space in a design. So basically, those are the 12 principles of design. Let's move to the next, which is the elements of design.